Hello, and welcome to another episode of In Just 1 Minute or so. Today's topic is how to enjoy your life and not worry too much. This episode contains extract from the book The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest. How to truly enjoy your life. If you were to ask, many people would undoubtedly agree that they believe the purpose of life is to enjoy it. However, so many people struggle to be present and actually experience their lives as they are. The culprits are varied and can include everything from unrealistic expectations to trying too hard to feel good. It is, after all, something you have to allow. When you are struggling, the most insulting and difficult thing that someone can tell you is just to relax and you just enjoy yourself. When you're in survival mode, the last thing you can possibly think about is just sitting back and rolling with your punches. This is the most important part of learning how to enjoy your life again. When you are in a place of trauma and pain, you can't try to force yourself to be happy. First, you have to step back into neutral. When you're struggling and you try to make yourself feel good, you're actually intensifying the polarity of your feelings. You're shoving the bad feeling down in place of trying to feel something different. Ironically, many people who struggle emotionally are, at their core, people who actually have just a greater desire to enjoy life. Stop trying to be happy. Happiness is not something you can chase. It is something you have to allow. This likely will come as a surprise to many people, as the world is so adamant about everything from positive psychology to motivational Pinterest boards. But happiness is not something that you can coach yourself into. Happiness is your natural state. That means you will return to it on your own if you allow the other feelings you want to experience to come up, be felt, be processed, and not resist it. The less you resist your unhappiness, the happier you will be. It is often just trying too hard to feel one certain way that sets us up for failure. Arriving to the present. There's a saying that if you're anxious, it's because you are living in the future. And if you're depressed, it's because you're living in the past. When you're living in the present moment, you realize that both the past and future are just current illusions in the infinite eternal now, and that they are actually ways in which you can avoid being in your body. The only place to find happiness is in the present, because that's the only place it truly exists. Trying to find happiness by focusing on what could or might happen in the future is actually a process of disassociation. Practice arriving into today by focusing on taking life one day at a time and doing the most with what you have in front of you currently. There's a fine balance between living for the moment and taking care of your future self. Detaching from worrying. In the same way that it's easy to become addicted to substances or behaviors that allow us to avoid the present moment, worrying is chief among the coping mechanisms people use to distract themselves from what really matters. Over time, you convince yourself that worrying equals being safe. You think that by running worst-case scenarios through your head again and again, you will be better prepared for them. This is completely false. Not only are you draining your energy imagining situations that are very often completely manufactured, but when you are already hypersensitive to any one of these fears or ideas, you will actually create those circumstances simply out of your avoidance or over-responsiveness to them. You have to remember that among all the things to know about the monkey mind that you have, your head wants to constantly seek out situations and experiences that will affirm itself. If you believe something will be good, it will be. It might not look exactly how you imagined, but the outcome will be exactly what you expect. Finding your inner peace is just connecting to your deepest wisdom. It's not something you have to create, justify, imagine, or reach for. It's always within you. It's always an option. And it's constantly a choice. You just have to make it. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining and looking forward to see you next week. Thank you.